How's it going, guys? Lots of changes to the Flameblast Chieftain today. So I'm going to go over those, and then I'm going to run another Minotaur with no tanky mods, so we can compare to what we had yesterday. So first thing to note is I'm now running Blood Magic. And I'm still running all of my not aura, but reservation things, the Arctic Armor, Petrified Blood, and Herald of Ash. Now, yesterday, Luke commented and said that Herald of Ash is not really benefiting my Ignite damage, which it really is not. So, Herald of Ash gives more burning damage. I think that's with the Herald of Ash, and it gives more spell fire damage. Increasing spell damage does not increase the ignite damage, just increases the damage of the hits, which does have some benefit when you factor in cruelty. But for the most part, I really don't need to be running Herald of Ash. But with my current setup here, I can get away with it. I'm only losing like 200 HP by doing it, and that is with a level 3 Enlighten. If I didn't have the Enlighten, it's a lot worse, but I could take it off. And still, but running with that. So in order to do that, I came down here, got all of these reservation efficiency nodes, and I have 30% increased life reservation efficiency of skills. And that's allowing me to do that. So if I take off the Herald of Ash, I don't need as much of this. I can save a passive point, but at the same, figure, you know what, let's just keep it for now. It is helping because the hits feel like they're doing more of the damage than the ignites. But yeah, Blood Magic gives me 10% more life, but my skills cost life and reserve life. That means I could remove a life tap from the Link setup. So I stole a bunch of gems from my Fire Trap build. I brought over a level 4 in power, and I brought over a level 5 awakened burning damage, and I brought over the awakened elemental focus. So first thing I tried today was actually to ditch the ignite idea. I put in, where is it? I put in like awakened controlled destruction. I put in awakened fire pin, like for the cruelty. It was pretty much this or elemental focus in there. I don't know if I used the controlled destruction, but I was just like, oh no, we take out the burning damage for controlled destruction. Ideally, it didn't feel any better. It took about the same time to kill things, and like each hit was doing more damage, but there wasn't that passive like drain. So if I had to move it all or like dodge anything, the ignite wasn't there still dealing damage. So it ended up feeling worse. So I switched back pretty quickly to the ignite version. And we're getting an extra level of gem off the burning damage. We're getting the empower, given a bunch of like up to gem level 27. Don't have a 21 Flameblast yet. But in the same line as the Herald of Ash not contributing to the ignite, the same can be said for Arcane Surge. Now, since I'm Blood Magic now, I can't proc Arcane Surge, but it does the same thing. You deal more spell damage while you have Arcane Surge. That's going to increase the damage of my hits, but not increase the damage of the ignites. So a way around this was to get Command of the Pit Gloves, which has been recommended to me. And this would allow me to get Arcane Surge on hit with spells and easily corrupt it. I paid 1.5x for these. Become corrupted with elemental weakness. Then you have to get in an additional curse, which currently my anoint is Searing Heat, so ignites deal damage faster. If I wanted Whispers of Doom, I had planned to use these Stampede Boots with Natural Affinity. But putting this in, I get the Arcane Surge. It's not going to increase my ignite damage at all. Like, there's nothing on these gloves that I really need except for the exposure. If I put these gloves on, I have to get exposure in a different way, through Wave of Conviction or Cluster Jewels. So there's a lot. There's good things about Command of the Pit, but also big downsides. Feels like losing the effect of chill and shock on me hurts a bit too. And then when I get around to it, I don't have them at the moment, but I can re-roll the Searing Exarch implicit for Fire Dot Multi, which would be more ideal here. But that's where those are. I also pulled out my Flammability because I got a new ring. This ring has basically exactly what my other one did. This one had life int, and this one had really big int. And Chaos Res. This one has life, Chaos Res, and Flammability on hit. So this change made it really noticeable that the enemies that come with Fire Res were dying a lot quicker, which was a welcome change, because those enemies like the Incendiaries, the Flame Striders, like all of that, like I was hitting them and they're just like, okay, they aren't dying, and you have to like, I had to push a different button to curse. Getting the Flammability on hit is making that better, though like a level 1 Flammability has minus 25 fire res, 20% of that is another 5, so this is minus 30 fire res. My level 19 Flammability is minus 43 before any curse effect stuff. So there is a slight loss in doing this, but big quality of life boost in the process. So I also tried out Natural Affinity. So let me show this off. What this does is it causes me, while stationary, to gain Grasping Vines. So every Grasping Vine gives me a 1% chance, or I take 1% less damage, and I get 2% chance to deal double damage. So, and it makes me move slower when I start walking, right? And I break them. They don't start building up again until I'm stationary. The big issue here is that the weapon I got happens to be a wand. A very good wand that I can't really see myself replacing. I can see myself rerolling the suffixes on it to try and get a spot for dot multi, but like it's just like it's kind of too good to pass up. The issue there is I can't use Leaf Slam because I have a wand. When I use Frostblink, I break the vines. So if I'm like maneuvering around, I got such good cast speed that I have good like maneuverability, and like clear speed wise, like this just felt like it was I wasn't getting the benefit from it at all. Like it would only seem to be useful if I'm just like AFK, like face tanking a boss, just continually spamming the boss can't kill me. Sure, we could probably work that in that scenario, but for now it doesn't seem worth it. So I pulled out of that as well. All right, so next thing I did was up here, I pulled out of Sovereignty because now I'm using Purity of Fire with Divine Blessing. Divine Blessing makes it like a buff that I have to push a button every 19 seconds currently, linked with an increased duration, and then I'll get the Purity of Fire aura. And without those nodes, I still get to 90, but like now, like I imagined it would be, the cause of most of my deaths now are the fact that this buff wore off. I gotta cast it again. But my big worry when using the Divine Blessing was that I'd have to like time it. But I still have 5 seconds left, I can use it again. And just like keep it up as long as I continue to remember to push the button. That's why I have it on my space bar, so I can easily press that. But it's still like I get caught up in like clearing stuff that Purity of Fire will wear off, which kind of sucks. But I was able to pull points out of here, and I leveled to 92, routed up here, down to get Explosive Impact, as well as grab Acrimony. This is a bunch of dot multi, and then I grabbed Elemental Overload. So I am not specking into any crit strikes chances yet. What this will do is if I deal a crit with the Flameblast, it will give me 40% more damage with hits and ailments for 8 seconds. So go from like the base 5% crit chance, and I got an impossible escape jewel that allows me to allocate passives around Ghost Reaver so that I can get 60% spell crit chance. So this gives me up to 8% crit chance currently without any other crit modification, which makes it much more likely I get that up. Like a 1 in 20 chance to... from a 1 in 20 chance to like a 1 in 12 chance, just about, for me to get that crit off. Which that will help quite a bit. And if you hit like enough of these on the same target, eventually you're going to get it. And I have so much cast speed that like I'm popping these things off pretty quickly. But yeah, I got big cast speed on this amulet. I got cast speed here. This ring king with cast speed even. So that was another benefit of Command of the Pit, was that it gives a little bit of cast speed. But like I'm doing pretty well on cast speed. So that's where I'm at with that. I upgraded my jewel here to give me a bunch of flat fire damage to spells. I'm also hindering enemies, 5% chance, which isn't much, but yeah, that's where things are. Still running the Legacy of Fury. I've really been tempted to just like throw on the Stampede, but I don't have a way to work in the LE weakness yet. I could get another ring that has LE weakness on it, probably like the exact same as this one. But I'll lose the shock effect, which means I'd have to finally optimize these flasks, which that's one thing I still have yet to do. Alright, so next, I want to do 2 Recombinators. So, since I'm not thinking about Command of the Pit anymore, I am now thinking, like, how do I optimize my gloves? Because there's nothing on here I need at all. Aside from the implicits, which can be put on anything. So, Ignites dealing damage faster. Ignites have a base duration of 4 seconds. So, having them deal damage faster, they deal the same total damage, but over a shorter duration. And since I'm applying Ignites so rapidly, lowering the duration of the Ignite helps me like deal damage with the Ignite faster. So there is a Delve mod on gloves that ignites you, inflict deal damage up to 10% faster. So this is a big Ignite damage upgrade if I were to get this on a pair of gloves. There's also these gloves that give you a ton of fire damage against burning enemies. So I want to get a pair of gloves that have both of those mods. So we're going to try with these. Now this is really nice as well, because these gloves that I found, these ones myself as well, have increased life regeneration rate on them. That's a global life regeneration buff on all of the life regen that I have. So if I get that as well, that'd be great. There's 5 mods on here. So if I stand correctly, with 5 mods, there's a 50% chance to choose 3 mods and a 50% chance to choose 2 mods of the 5. So there's a chance. Both are good bases, Dragon Scale and Titan Gauntlets. Let's go. What we get? We got Titan Gauntlets. 1. Oh, it hit 3 suffixes, but not quite. I lost the Ignite. So, yeah, we'll leave that at that because I don't have any more of the Ignite gloves. So the other thing is Helmet. I can get more Fizz taking his fire from Helmet by combining these two. The Incursion mod with the Fizz taking his fire, as well as the Delve mod, Fizz taking his fire. Those are both suffixes. I could also do this with the Forel mod from the Veiled modifier. That would give me a prefix one and open up a potential for maybe like my big weakness right now, I feel like, is spell damage. Because I don't have spell suppression. And like I'm rocking 2.7 a life. Even though I'm super tanky, spell damage is the one thing that feels like it hurts a little bit. But yes, let's see if we can make one of these. This one has 3, both of these have 3 suffixes, so 70% chance to choose 3 mods, but there's a lot more mods to pick from. So one of these has big life regen, the other one has intelligence, which I need. Let's see what we get on this one. Basically what my current helmet is. Intelligence and the Incursion mod. So still nothing there. I didn't have time to really buy things to Recombinator a bunch of stuff today. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. I've spent a lot of time tinkering with stuff today. So at last, let's go kill this Minotaur. So I'm running burning damage and awaken elevated focus on my righteous fire, so it is doing okay damage. Like it can actually kill white mobs and stuff. And then when paired with Legacy of Fury, when you kill a scorched enemy, like there's big potential for Righteous Fire to like pop off. I can see why a lot of people are playing Righteous Fire this league. But if I don't pop my Purity of Fire, I'm taking a lot of damage real quick from that. But clearing wise, like we're gonna cruise. I got good cast speed. Ow. And right there I took a lot of damage, and that is because my Purity of Fire fell off for just a split second and I got hit. So like that's the thing. Is avoiding that happening, you're good. I also lowered the level on my Immortal Call and cast no damage taken. So that's going off a lot more. I'm not as worried about the physical damage reduction because I'm converting so much into fire, so I really don't need the endurance charges for anything other than life regen. So, yeah, that's spell damage getting me. Could be those delirium balls too. And there's been so many of these altars pop. I don't want to like make this boss so dangerous that I can't kill it like I did yesterday. But clearing wise, this build feels fantastic. Like, absolutely loving it. The Ignite Prolif is popping off, the Herald of Ash is popping off, the like Legacy of Fury's popping off, like clear wise. Oh, and we've got the Infernal Cry benefits as well. Like we're obliterating stuff and it feels great. The Immortal Call causing me to take less elemental damage is very helpful too. And I figured it was okay to go with the blood magic because since I am... That was a gargantuan. Like, it was going to die from Ignite without me hitting it again. With, like, this much delirium stacks by this point in the map. Oh, no. It came off. I was standing on permafrost. I was taking extra degen. I have the degen from the Blood Rage and the Righteous Fire. Like, losing the Purity of Fire will kill you. So it's kind of sketch, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let's do this. And yep, it's still not amazing, but definitely better. Okay, and I just got the Elemental Overload proc. So getting that bit of extra damage, it's helping, but nothing's going to help as much as like hitting those gloves. Hitting those gloves is going to be huge. All the other Recombinator stuff I want is with for defense-wise, and I'm not having as much of an issue with defense. I'm actually so defensive that I've dropped myself to half-life permanently. So, is what it is. Still can get the job done, but we still got ways to improve things. It came off. It came off. And then if you animation cancel the cast, because it has a cast time, you animation cancel that cast, then you just don't get it at all. And that really sucks. There we go. There's Minotaur down. Still some things to improve. Yeah, I really don't know how much more I can really do to push the damage. Like, stumbling across the Elemental Overload was huge, because there's a lot of potential here. If I could recraft the suffixes on this and get a bunch of crit chance, that could have a lot of uptime. Losing the cast speed on the suffix would hurt, but not as bad. Because if we're doing damage with the ignites, the cast speed isn't as important. We only need to hit it once. Like, having the cast speed is really nice for clear, but yeah, that's where it is. So there might be something out in Cluster Jewels that I can do to like really boost ignite stuff. What would be even better than this would be to get a jewel to link me to Leech Shade. That would be able to hit Growth and Decay, which is damage over time multiplier plus life regen. Like, that's huge. Getting Snow Forged, enemies ignited by you have -5 resistances, that's huge. While the Legacy of Fury is good for clear, I think getting that extra Anoint, like, I don't see, like, this Anoint is so good. Helping the ignite damage. I think I have to throw on the boots to give me Whispers of Doom. I really don't see any other way around that to get an additional curse other than getting the CI Jewel, but the CI Jewel is 40x. This one's 8. So this one was 10 chaos. So this was not much of an investment, but does help quite a bit. Yeah, that's all I've got for today. Enjoyed the video, definitely hit the like button as it really helps the channel out a lot. Subscribe to make sure you don't miss more videos from me. If you'd like to help support my channel, please consider using the super thanks, the heart icon just below the video, or by joining to become a member. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Cheers.